Hello, everybody, and welcome to a special edition of Sound Off Sunday. This week, I've made a video for all you teachers, whether you're a B&M teacher and you are now in a live online classroom, you're using Zoom, whether you're teaching for VipKid, lighting is so important. Lighting lets you be seen by your students, lets you connect with others as if you're still in the same room. Bad lighting makes it hard to see and understand people from their facial expressions, how they're feeling, or just making that connection with them. So today I'm going to talk about what good lighting is, show you my setup, and give you some tips on how to figure out your own lighting. Lighting is one of the number one problems that we see and can't solve for you. Each space is different and unique. So let's look at what good lighting is. So you'll notice on my face right now, I have really even lighting. I really enjoy the setup that I have right now. I have equal amounts of light on both sides of my face, and I don't have any big shadows that come across. But what happens if my lighting is just a little bit off? Let's find out. All right, now you can see my lighting's off. I'm overall darker, but also I have shadows on this side of my face. Now, they're not very apparent, but there is a two-tone happening right now. If I turn my head just a little bit, you'll see this side gets much darker. This side is light and easy to see, and that's because I have too much light source coming from this side and not enough coming from here, making a shadow. When you're playing with your lighting, a great way to know if this is going to happen is to look at your chair. Place your chair where you usually sit and see what the shadow looks like on the back wall. You want as little shadow as possible. The better your lighting setup, the better you're going to be able to be seen, the better your green screen is going to work for those of you out there green screening. So you really want it even, but you don't want to be staring right into a lamp where you're blinded and doing one of these numbers and squinting. So let's take a look at my setup. All right, welcome to my classroom. So you'll notice here I have two laptops. The laptop directly in front of you, the Alienware, is what I use to teach VipKid. As you can see, I do have a nice big cloth green screen in the back, and my chair is about where I usually like to sit. For me, I have two lights, and now in the way this picture was taken, it does look like I face directly into this light here. That's not really true. The angle that it's at, it's not in my face at all. Now, I use really bright daylight bulbs. This way, I get a nice bright light as if I'm outside, and I can get really good lighting. And they're LEDs, so low energy usage is a huge plus. Now you might be noticing on this one that I've highlighted here with red that there's some kind of cloth over it. So the downfall of these really bright lights is it's really hard to look into. It makes me squinty. If I'm a little bit greasy, I get like this shiny effect on my face that doesn't look very good. And it's actually too much light. So by adding a white cloth, in this case a pillowcase that I just put over, it's not touching the bulbs at all. And what it does is it softens the light. So it's still just as bright, but I don't have any of that glare effect happening. In my upper lamps, they have a lampshade that does the filtering for me because the light that I'm receiving is coming down this direction. It's already filtered. My lights that have the covering on it do have that same sort of lampshade, but because they're pointed more at me, I don't get enough of that diffused light that I need. One of the things you'll notice about my setup is that my lamps aren't perfectly even side to side. That does work if you're in a really low light basement scenario, but for me, I actually have a window that's almost directly behind my computer that brings in different lights different times of the day, even with the blinds shut and curtains down. And so I have found that this setup gives me the best even lighting from 5 a.m. till 2 p.m. or whenever I'm done for the day. It's really about the little adjustments of moving those lamps to get that least amount of shadow possible. So to review, multiple lamps work a lot better than a single lamp just staring at you. You want to adjust the lamps to be spread out so that they are not directly in your face. Mine are about 4 feet from me. Actually, it looks a lot closer in the picture. So I want them a little bit away from me. I want diffused light, and my goal is to have as little shadow as possible. Don't forget to take into consideration any of the windows or doorways around you that may have different lighting during different parts of the day.